you're spending every day on your own. And here it goes, I'm just a kid and life is enough.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
That's what I said. And then he was like, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what in the world? But don't do it here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Really? I thought the same thing. We think a lot alike, huh? Come on. That's crazy. Right.
Hey with it, I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey.
Can you do that? Dad, people need you. They need you, Dad.
I just don't know, guys.
You can do this, Dad. We believe in you. You're right. I can do this.
Hey guys, welcome! Great to have you. Welcome to the fall retreat. Come on in. It's Anisha and Tim, right? Great. Welcome. It's gonna be an awesome weekend.
Anisha Snell. Oh, that's right. Snell. S-N-E-L-L, right?
Yes.
All right, it's Anisha.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. You have got every single form.
I know I do.
Perfect. You're all set. You can move on to
All right.
Pastor Tom. He'll
Anisha,
give
you
you
have
your
a
wristband.
medical issue.
Tim
Well, welcome. Come on
Sampson.
over. Right.
Always trouble. All right, Tim Sampson. I'll pull you up. I'm missing your parent permission slip for you to be here.
Really?
Seriously, is he out in the parking lot? You back? All right, Glenn, it's Ruthie, and I'm at the church. Timmy says he doesn't have his medical.
He told me it was
permission
somewhere.
slip.
I just forget.
Check the backpack. Check the backpack.
There's no way it could possibly.
No. Are you kidding? Your father? Of course he
Holy
would put it in.
permission slip.
There it is. All right.
Oh my.
All right. Thanks. All right. How long do we have to keep Timmy on this trip?
Hey.
2 weeks. All right. Well, it's only the weekend, so anyway, have fun. Bye.
Any medicine? Any pills?
I hope not.
Okay, you're next.
All right.
Anissa, welcome, welcome, welcome. Here you go. Pink. Thank you. Pink, pink, here. And then you don't take it off. It's going to be your ticket to everything exciting this weekend. Okay. And on it, you'll see your team. You'll see where you eat and stuff like that. You go upstairs, drop your stuff off. You'll be all set.
All right. Thank you.
Timmy.
Hey.
All right, you made it.
Bammy.
You found your forms.
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go.
Strap me in.
All right. Enjoy. Upstairs, downstairs. Guys, downstairs.
Are you kidding me? Wall saw with an outlet? Okay, I can get used to this.
Grab your stuff. We're ready to roll. Here we go. Here we go. Large group. Large group. Large group. Come on. Come on. Hurry. 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 Get your stuff. Come on, guys.
3, 2, 1, go!
Hi, I'm Counselor Richard here, and I've got some great retreat rules to go over so we can all have a good time on this retreat. Let's go! Free time is whenever this happens. Free time options include but are not limited to friendless frisbee, solo soccer, border card games, 3, BS, and the ever popular climbing stairs. If you're by a body of water, you cannot go in that water unless there is a leader there or a lifeguard. Hey, lawnmower, shut up! Please only go in your dwelling, not in your neighbor's houses. And if you have a sibling, older or younger, don't go in their room messing with them. Just leave them alone. It'll make for a better retreat. Quiet hours. They start at 11 p.m. and And if you want to stay up later than that, don't bother us with it. Just do whatever you want to do. It's your house. And if you need anything in the middle of the night, let's say you get a little tummy ache or you get a little, well, like youth group sick, don't call us. Just call your parents. Or you can call your local first responders. Now, your dining hall is fully supplied, I'm sure, with all your dietary needs. Now, just respect your kitchen staff, or just make it yourself. And don't forget the most important rule. Have fun. You guys, have a blast this weekend. This is a great opportunity to have fun and joy.
Hey friends, we are so glad that you're here today for the annual Baby Ninja Warrior Race. My name is Tom Fast Talking Tom Van Antwerp, and I am here coming at you from Atlanta, Georgia.
And I'm the Tom, the boss man boy, Claire. Don't you forget it. And I am right where the Baby Ninja Warrior Race started, somewhere in a basement in North Dakota.
How it began, I'm not even quite sure. Legend has it that a couple of dads got together and they were babysitting, and you know what dads do? They just start competing. That's
My kid's faster than your kid. But enough of yesteryear. We need to get to today's competition.
Let's get to today. Let's do it, Tom. Come on. Our first little warrior is Elin Grace. That's right. And don't let that sweet face fool you. This girl is a tsunami. When she gets all the 14 pounds of energy moving in the right direction, we're going to see that there is no stopping this girl.
Yeah, I know, but she is our oldest competitor, Tom, and I'm a little concerned that sometimes their high motor function can help them get distracted more.
Time will tell. Time will tell, Tom. We'll check it out. Well, next up is Nathaniel Olivero Nascimento. Now, remember, he was the one that competed so well at the beginning of the year that judges were sure, they were positive he was juicing.
Yeah, you know, I really don't know where they thought that was coming from, because if you just looked at his muscle tone, you could tell that he was not juicing. The definition just wasn't there. And besides, he's my favorite to win today. The juicing scandal is behind him. I think he's going to use that as some momentum to actually win this race.
Could be. That could be the case. And you're right, Tess. Yeah, Tess concluded that the juice was just apple juice, actually. So we know we're okay. That's awesome. Well, and then finally today, our youngest competitor on the field is Shiloh Dayoon Kim. And we know, Tommy, that Shiloh means peace, but this young competitor comes ready for a fight today.
Yeah, she is a warrior, and you know, she's our long shot to win, but younger babies have won in the past, so we're really going to have to keep our eyes on her today.
Well, let's take a look and let's get started as we begin the Baby Ninja Warrior Race 2020. Let's check it out together. Can't wait.
So, hey, Tom, we're going to be looking at the course overview here at the Rowe household. What do we got going on there? It looks like they're showing us the course with some four-legged furry animal.
I'll tell you, bold move. I mean, Dalby's having a hard time getting around on this course, it appears. He needs to show them how to do it, and he's walking around those rolls of toilet paper, not jumping over them like he needs to be.
Yeah, this dog has fully lost its lead. No pun intended.
Elin's, okay, here she goes.
Oh, she's thinking about getting started. And we're off. She's moving. She's under that table.
Looks like they have the old classic move. He's got a little cracker. Maybe could it be a goldfish?
It's not orange enough to be a goldfish, Tom. I'm pretty sure that's your classic animal cracker. Maybe an elephant.
All right, good eyes there, Tom. Good eyes. Here, it's happening. She knows she's got to get up and over that.
Yep, she does. She knows she's going to get over it, and Dad's playing with that cookie buddies. Oh, there's that distraction I was talking about earlier. Just kind of walked off the course, kind of got a little bit waylaid.
I think Dobby's going to come in and finish the race for her. Could it be?
Could it be? Could it be? 4 legs is better than 2.
There you go.
Oh,
here we go. Oh, he gave her the incentive.
She crossed the finish line. The mirror was the finish line, you know?
Ah, there we go.
Hey, for our viewers out there, we just want you to know how the scoring is taking place today. So you can see there's the time, 51 seconds, a really admirable score for being under a minute. The under-over is all about the obstacle. You know, she actually went up to the obstacle, touched it, but she did not go over it. So we can only give her 5 points for that. But on the food and the toy distractions, she gets a 10 out of 10 because she was not distracted by either. And boy, that mirror was huge. I don't know. I mean, I would stop and look at all the hairs I have to fix.
Looking at that
but
mirror.
she didn't have a problem.
No, that's right. Here we go. We're checking out Nathaniel Oliveira Nascimento. Here's a course overview. Tom, what do you see?
Well, Tom, 2 things I'm seeing right away is this course is really short, and I don't see a whole lot of distracting things like the mirror or the food thing. I don't know how this is going to go for him today.
Let's see. Well, he did make his way around that distracting toy, but isn't he supposed to go? Wait a minute, isn't he supposed to go up and over that pillow?
Tom, I think the race is already over. That thing happened so fast. He was like a shot coming out of the gate. 10-second time. That is probably one of the most record fastest times ever in Baby Ninja Warrior.
Fast time, yes, but he didn't do the over-under. He did under the chair, but not over the pillow. And there were no food distractions that I saw. There was a toy there, and of course, no mirror to distract him whatsoever.
Contestant Tom, here's the course overview. What do you see?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking for the mirror there. Wait a minute, is that little thing? That must be the mirror that they're talking about. We haven't seen one that small ever.
I don't know how you look at yourself in a mirror that small, but that's definitely a mirror. Maybe they'll set some kind of regulation in the future of the Baby Ninja Warrior race where there's a specific size. But for right now, that's all we have to go to. Seems like Dad might be looking at himself a little bit too much in the mirror there. What do you think?
I'm wondering if that mirror is not for John. Interesting.
It might be.
Out on that.
It might be. Well, Shiloh is off to a slow start here, Tom. She's yet to cross the under barrier, and I think she's kind of showing her age right now. That 8 months is, she's a little slow coming out of the gate.
You know, what I'm seeing is the under barrier. She could stand up and walk under that thing, I think, if she could stand, but I don't think she can. And the over barrier is that washcloth, the over barrier?
I think it looks like a burp cloth, to tell you the truth, Tom. But you know what? It's appropriate for her age, and that's what's most important in the regulations.
Fair enough. I don't see her posing a serious threat to the...
Did you just see that? I think I just saw the best smile in the competition right there. That was the best smile ever.
She is beautiful. She is beautiful, and that bow gets her a lot
of extra points, for sure. Looks like we have the food distraction working really well as she approaches the over barrier. She's already done the under barrier.
I hardly think the food's a distraction. I think it's a motivator in this one for sure, Tom.
Well, those parents are pretty smart ninja warriors because they're using the tools the right way, aren't they?
And you know how they've been training her? All this time, it's all been upper body strength.
Look at those forearms. She's got that army crawl down, doesn't she?
Absolutely. They've got the climbing wall in her room. Fingertips only, they tell her. Fingertips only to get yourself on.
Wow, at 8 months, that is impressive.
Unbelievable.
When my parents were training me for the race, I was only able to use my toes.
Exactly. Hey, train one part of your body. That's all you need to win this race.
That's right. I like what they did with the blankets here. Did you notice the change from the red, white stripe to the fleece polka dot? That was a smart move on their part there.
Absolutely. She's dragging it along, though. I have to say, she's dragging that whole, look at that.
Look at that.
And John is giving a little assist there, I noticed.
Yep. Okay. And what I love this is the race isn't over until she touches the bottom of that little platform there, and she's about to do it.
Goes.
Is it going to happen? Is she going to do it? She may be the only contestant to get overcome all the... Oh, she did it! Yes!
Yeah, all right.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable race.
We just witnessed our first contestant to get all of the obstacles right.
I'm
losing my mind here. I can't believe she just won. That's amazing. Did you see that? Our youngest contender. She just is no longer a contender. She's not a pretender. She is a champion. Can you believe it? Shiloh Ninja Warrior 2020. Oh my goodness. I'm losing my mind. Unbelievable. I gotta go. This is insane.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Lau. I'm from the Watertown campus, but I'm a student at Needham High School, and I'll be a senior this year.
Hi, I'm Isaac. I'm from the Lexington campus, and I go to Malden Catholic, and I'm a sophomore.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm from the Wilmington Catholic, and I go to Reading High School, and I'll be a junior.
Hey, what's up? My name is Chris. I'm going to be a senior. I'm from Belmont High School, and I go to the East Lexington campus.
My name is Helen Brewer. I'm from the Foxborough campus, and I'm going to Sharon High School, and I'll be a junior.
I'm interested to see how they do in this, because I don't think I could even build this with the instructions.
I love building Legos, so yeah, I want to see how they do.
I'm excited to see what they'll do, especially with the moving parts.
I don't really build them, I kind of just step on the ones that my brother used to use.
Yeah, you can see 5 starting to like build like little pieces together.
It'll be cool to see how they tackle it, like whether it's in parts or in something like as a whole. Because Legos are always more complicated than you think they are.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think number 2 already built something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one really seems stuck right now, so that's good.
Oh, they're going at it. Wow. Oh, number 5's got something.
Yeah, it looks like wings.
The head.
Yeah, it looks like the wings.
Oh, the wings.
Well, yeah, wings, and he looks like he's building a head.
I think one has toes.
Yeah, I think one's starting to build a feet.
Bro, this seems so hard. I've done so many Legos, and this seems so difficult.
I think Ford tried to build a head and then he'll hit a
Oh my
roadblock.
word, wait,
Look at number 2. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
They're gonna be
wow.
done.
Quite fast. Yeah, 5 is
Yeah,
getting...
5 got a lot done.
Yeah.
Oh my, wow.
I'm so amazed at how they're doing this without looking at anything.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Wow,
They
look
have
at number
instructions,
2.
right?
Huh?
Number 2's already built the torso and his legs.
Number 5 and number 2. They're head to head right now.
Yeah.
The speed isn't
Only
always...
30 minutes.
Only 30 minutes? Oh gosh.
I like the fire coming out of the middle. That looks really cool.
Yeah, I feel like they tried to do like a trap kind of type of thing before they
Yeah.
started. I feel like that's like close attention to detail. It's cool.
Decorated, so you kind of know that that's the chest, and then the other part is like the walkway.
This one's good.
This one's really cool, yeah.
This one's good.
I like how he has the chain on the wing, actually. It kind of reminds me of like that one scene from Harry Potter when they're breaking out the vaults and they take the dragon with them.
I feel like this
tall.
contestant tried to go from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So they definitely like paid a lot of attention to detail, especially in the legs and feet.
Yeah, it has like the powerful haunches of a dragon.
Yeah.
Quite good.
I don't know why, but I really like this one.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's like it feels like modern art just a little bit.
It's very creative or unique. I don't know, it just catches my eye. This one's good too.
Yeah, this one's really cool. You can like the wings.
Yeah, and if you look at the tail, it kind of like curves upward, which is actually really cool.
I like the sword coming out of its mouth. It's like he just ate a knight.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Here I go. We choose contestant
Contestant
number
2. I couldn't come up for a design for dragon, so I made a chest, a dragon chest.
What kept you from making the dragon?
I just couldn't think of it, and I tried for like 15 minutes, and I couldn't think of it.
Well, I want to take a start from the head down. So we start with the head. Yeah, it's like I saw the little horns, and I thought that those were teeth, and I saw the two big things, so I thought that those would be the horns.
I was expecting us to build like our own thing. I was gonna build a big house.
Yeah, it was sort of stressful at the end.
Okay.
Because I was like, I gotta get some more stuff done, and then didn't know how much time I had.
How do you feel about the final product?
Pretty good.
I was confident that I was gonna be able to do something at least.
Yeah.
Maybe not something maybe perfect, or at least it'll be something better than nothing.
Yeah.
I wanted personally it to be perfect, but I'm not perfect, and I can't do it perfectly.
Hi y'all. Hope you enjoyed, well, whatever that was. After Blair's message and worship, we'll put up 3 questions for reflection. If you'd like to go to your campus Zoom and sign up, you'll be broken up into small groups where you catch up, connect, hang out, and discuss and get to hear what's going to happen this weekend. Hey, we hope that you've enjoyed some of the stuff that's in the retreat bag. Hope you figured out which item is the clue for the escape room. This retreat's theme is repurpose, when everything in life is different and can be, or no longer it is what it once was. What do you do when things are different? Well, we've talked about how to just roll with it. But what does that actually mean? What does it look like to roll with it? Or a better question, how do you find new purpose in relationships, friendships, Zoom, church, or even having conversation around politics and racism? Well, you can just hunker down, or you can just hope for the best. You can just wait around for things to get back to normal, but they might not. So how do we even begin, or where do we even begin to rebuild and repurpose the stuff of our lives? Sometimes it's not about the problem or the fix. Sometimes it's about seeing the problem differently, and that changes everything. Well, here we go. What you got, Blair? I'm sure you're not listening.
7,541 pieces, in case you were wondering. 17 sets of bags, and this. That is the instruction manual. 1,379 steps over the course of 494 pages. Each set of bags would take anywhere between an hour and a half to 2.5 hours every night for 17 nights. And it was awesome. But it definitely would have been a lot less awesome had I not had the instructions. I mean, sure, we dumped 235 pieces in front of various middle schoolers and students and said, hey, it's supposed to be a dragon and a treasure chest, go. But this, I mean, imagine having 7,541 pieces dropped onto the table with no instructions and saying, hey, it's supposed to be the most iconic spaceship in the history of mankind, go. You have to understand, like, look close. Those aren't pipes, those are guns. And guys, they're everywhere. They're used to make the ship have this texture of the real thing, to look like pipes. And without instructions, I mean, I'd have thought that Han Solo was amassing an army and I was like missing 100 minifigs. I mean, imagine building this without a step-by-step manual and no clue what it would look like. That's absurd. I mean, imagine going through life without a step-by-step manual and no idea what it's supposed to look like. I mean, I'm being a little snarky, but isn't that what throws us off sometimes? Because we think we know what it is supposed to look like. We feel like there are these steps that we're supposed to take in life to make it awesome. And when those steps have been interrupted or destroyed, we feel like we're left to pick up the pieces and hope it works out. And sure, we can point to the pandemic, that's obvious, which is happening during an election year, during a census year, during racial and political tensions, during a financial crisis. But, I mean, pandemic or no pandemic, that's life. It may feel exaggerated right now, but sometimes something or everything in life can feel like it's not what it's supposed to be. Like we've been robbed of normal, robbed of the instruction manual and the picture on the box. I mean, what do you do when it feels like there are no steps? Like you have no idea what the picture on the box is and you're left staring at 7,541 pieces of what? I mean, what purpose do these pieces have other than just being in the way without a manual? Now, personally, in recent months, I've eaten a lot more ice cream and pizza to cope, but honestly, if I were staring at a pile of 7,541 pieces, by the way, one is missing. Without the instructions, I'd have tried to build it, sure, but over time, the madness would seep in and I would start to forget what even the Millennium Falcon looked like, and I would become a frustrated rage monster, followed by a puddle of nothingness in the corner of my spider-infested basement. Maybe you can relate, or maybe your struggle looks a little different. I mean, sometimes people just go into full-blown denial. It's not happening. Sometimes they just ignore things and hope things go away and return to normal soon. Other times we may throw tantrums. We are always on the cusp of becoming a Hulk rage monster and becoming our own worst enemies in the process. Or maybe your approach is to just stay positive, but over time that gets exhausting. Or you shut down. You don't let anybody in and you don't let anything out. Or you try to fix it. But what is there to fix? How can you possibly fix all of that? Or you try to fight it. You try to shove the circle peg into the square hole until one is forced to become the other. Or, go with me on this, we can let certain things go. We can just roll with it. We repurpose. Repurpose what? Repurpose how? Well, your quality of life may rest on how you answer those two questions. So, we're gonna see what this guy named Peter did. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. We're going to be in Matthew 16 tonight. There are two halves of the Bible, the Old and the New, and Matthew is the first book in the new half, or the New Testament. We're going into chapter 16, and we're going to look at verses 13 through 17 and 21 to 23. Now, basically, Jesus was in the middle or nearing the end of his ministry. And needless to say, all of the healing and the teaching he did, and alluding to the fact that he was God, drew quite a lot of attention to himself over the past couple years. Some people readily accepted it. They were excited. Others had a harder time. So they started to they started spreading rumors about who he was, and it wasn't quite God, but it made more sense than God did. And knowing that his disciples or his followers are probably hearing all of this talk and being asked loads of questions, he asks them, "Who do people say I am? Who do people say the Son of Man is?" Well, they replied, "Some say John the Baptist," who recently died, by the way. Some say Elijah, and some say Jeremiah or one of the other prophets. Then he asks them, "But who do you say I am?" And Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Gold star for Peter. So Jesus replies to Peter, "You are blessed, Simon, son of John, because my Father in heaven has revealed this to you. You did not learn this from any human being." So Jesus praises God instead of Peter. That's all right. It's still a win. It's fine. It's cool. Either way, this is great. Peter now knows and embraces who Jesus is. He's not afraid to say it. He is the Son of the living God. He is the Messiah. And this is a huge deal. This is gigantic, because everything in all of history, everything in their written laws and history has waited for, talked about, predicted, and pointed to the Messiah and the day the Messiah would come. And everything humanity has ever needed, everything that the world has needed, is now in the form of a person, the Messiah. And Peter's just called Jesus that person. Now this is huge, because Peter, whether he really knows it or not, has stated and pointed out something profound. It might as well be like Peter announcing the cure to cancer and all illnesses and viruses and everything to ever afflict humanity in the history ever time. But then Peter keeps talking, and like for so many of us, he just should have stopped while he was ahead. Skip to verse 21. From then on, Jesus began to tell his disciples, his followers, plainly that it was necessary for him to go to Jerusalem, that he would suffer many terrible things at the hands of the elders, the leading priests, the teachers of religious law. He would be killed. The Messiah wasn't supposed to die. The Messiah was, by popular understanding and opinion, a warrior, a king, who was supposed to destroy Rome and restore Jerusalem and the Jews back to good times and being God's favorite. He was supposed to right everything they had wronged and put them back on their pedestal above everyone else. So Jesus continues, stating that on the third day, he would be raised from the dead. Now, I have a hard time believing that the disciples actually heard this part. I have to imagine that they hardly ever heard it, because every time Jesus said he was going to die, it was so shocking to them and so heart-wrenching that the whole coming back to life piece actually never really registered with them. It's the only thing that explains why they continually ignore that piece. And it's at that moment that Peter takes it upon himself to say and do something profoundly stupid. But Peter took him aside and began to reprimand him for saying such things. Heaven forbid, Lord. Oh, so Peter does know who he's talking to. That's great. Heaven forbid, Lord, he said to Jesus. This will never happen to you. As if to say, Jesus, you must have missed the memo. You see, literally everyone is under the impression that your rescue involves Rome's death, not yours. So Jesus turns to Peter and said, "Get away from me, Satan. You are a dangerous trap to me. You are seeing things merely from a human point of view, not from God's." Now, he's not actually calling Peter Satan. He's actually talking to Satan. There was a time right before Jesus went into ministry where he went into the desert and fasted for 40 days. And during that time, Satan actually came and tempted him to be God, rule the universe, rule the world, but don't suffer and die for all mankind. Satan was doing it again now, except this time through Peter, who appears to be just as easily influenced by God in recognizing who Jesus was as he was by Satan, which is a whole other nugget / sermon for another time. But here's the key point of what we learned from Peter, and then I'll elaborate. When we try to repurpose our purpose, we miss out on all the opportunities our obstacles can bring. We'd be better off repurposing our obstacles into opportunities. Guys, Peter had an understanding of the world and of God, and apparently of God's place in it. He accepted the picture on the box that the world had handed him, so he tried to fit those pieces into that purpose, only to find out that the instructions he was following, the steps, the picture, the purpose, wasn't right. And it so messed him up. It so messed him up that he took it upon himself to correct God. I mean, you can't get any more relatable to this. Guys, we do this all the time. Tell God, you can't do this, or this isn't right. Rather than let go and deconstruct and rebuild and repurpose the pieces we have to build the actual picture on the box that Jesus put before him, that Jesus puts before us. Peter tried to repurpose God's purpose. We do the same. Instead of letting go of what we think is right, instead of rolling with it, instead of letting go of what we want, what we always thought the purpose was, we try to repurpose God's purpose to make it fit what we're building. And then when faced with what God wants, all we see our pieces now are obstacles. And Jesus challenged Peter, like he's challenging all of us, to see opportunity and purpose and repurpose our pieces to follow him. 117 days ago, I got married in May. Thank you. If you're doing the calendar math, the answer is yes. Yes, the pandemic meant that our wedding didn't have 155 guests. It didn't have a buffet, or dancing, or loads of family and friends, or professional photos. The wedding we wanted, no matter how many times we tried to make it smaller, it just wasn't possible. I was in my late 20s when I went on my first date. I think it was 27. Having briefly dated only one other guy before I met my husband, but I had always dreamed of my wedding day. I had dreamed about it since I was a very little girl, which I know is a cliche, but it's true. And as a wedding videographer on the side, I've spent the last decade standing on the sidelines of other people's weddings. So yeah, I was really disappointed. And we both were. And then a friend said to us, "Why does it have to look like that?" He started saying things like, you could go get married on a mountain. You could go get married at the ocean, on the ocean. In the morning, at night, like you could wait for the best weather ever and decide just to get married on that day. It could be a Tuesday, who knows? But because you don't have any vendors, you haven't hired anybody for a specific day anymore. Like, you can kind of go do whatever you want. You're getting married. And Adam and I, we were in shock. Like, he was right. We had been trying so hard to have a wedding, we forgot we were getting married. We tried so hard to repurpose our purpose so that we could keep the pieces we had put in place. Photographers, a buffet, a dance floor, a DJ, a wedding. But now suddenly all of those pieces that were obstacles were now an opportunity to get married in a very meaningful, very intimate, very unique way that we never could have asked for or imagined. When we try to repurpose our purpose, we miss out on all the opportunities our obstacles can bring. We would have missed out on so much. We were better off repurposing our obstacles into opportunities to be married. Peter was trying so hard to repurpose God's purpose so that he could have the war with Rome and the victory, the place by Jesus' side, the king's side, to save the Jews and destroy the Romans. But he did eventually repurpose his obstacles instead into the opportunities to share God's love and grace and unity, not just with the Jews, but with all people. And what did it take to get there? How do we repurpose our obstacles? Well, I think it takes a lot of humility. Like Elias in the Lego competition, his ability to admit his imperfection allowed him to achieve more in a half hour than if he had tried to get every little thing perfect. It's letting go of always being right, always being perfect, and never wanting to be seen weak or dumb or scared. Letting go of what we think is best, what we want, what our greatest desire is, even if we think it's good. We also, if we're going to do that, we're also going to need community. We're going to need to lean into those around us who keep us true to who we are, to who God made us to be, even when we don't quite see it ourselves or believe it. And guys, we're going to need to surrender. It's going to require us to surrender, to stop trying to control what isn't in our ability to control anyway. We have to let go of that illusion that anything outside of our own actions and decisions is in our control. School isn't what you thought it would be or should be. Maybe it isn't what you wanted, or maybe it didn't happen in the way that you wanted. Sports aren't the same. Football season isn't the same, although I'm not complaining because I live in Foxborough and the traffic's a lot lighter. Activities, hobbies, relationships, friendships, they aren't the same. Church and youth group, they're different. Guys, we're on a virtual retreat. And by and large, we all hate Zoom. But Jesus tells us what our purpose is. He's shown us the picture on the box and has given us the steps. He says, you must love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind and all your strength. This is the first and greatest commandment, and the second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself. Guys, this is our purpose. It hasn't changed. It's the same for Peter as it is for us. It hasn't changed. It was that way before the pandemic. It's that way now. It's the same purpose we had when we were a kid and things were simpler, and it's the same purpose we have now. It was our purpose before that tragedy happened in your past, and it's your same purpose now. Our purpose is still the same, still filled with life, with hope, with peace, even in the midst of chaos. We have to stop trying to repurpose our purpose and to work. And we need to work to repurpose our obstacles into opportunity so that we can explore all that God has in store for us. Things that we aren't capable of making better ourselves. There is no plan, no picture on any kind of box that this world can give you that is better than what God has in store for you. even in times like this. When we try to repurpose our purpose, we miss out on all the opportunities our obstacles can bring. We'd be better off repurposing our obstacles into opportunities. So what does that look like? What does it look like to repurpose Zoom? How can we move past seeing Zoom as an obstacle to quality of relationship and start seeing Zoom and the opportunities we have through it? Yeah, we may have to approach relationships differently in a way that maybe doesn't come naturally to most of us. We'll have to learn to listen better, to be more curious about people, to work harder to be more observant of facial expressions and tone of voice. We have to be more brave to turn on our camera and hit unmute. That's going to require humility and maybe some help and patience and empathy from your community, and certainly some surrender. The same goes for our friendships, for school, family, sports, missed opportunities, missed parties, missed graduations, missed proms, missed weddings. Guys, God is still God. God is still good, and He still desires to be reunited with us. And our purpose and our mission is still to love Him and love others. None of that has changed. It just looks different now. Things look different now. So where are you at? Well, maybe you're not sure. Whether you grew up in a Christian home or not, ultimately, it is up to you to decide who God is to you and who you are to Him. Maybe you're not on board and you don't believe in God, or you believe in Him, but you are so guarded against religion that it's just someone you really know of but don't really feel like there's any personal connection there. That's okay. Know it, own it, and don't be alone in it. Or maybe you're like Peter. You believe wholeheartedly in who Jesus is, but you stopped there, and it's a struggle. It is a struggle to get on board with Jesus' mission and His methods and His lifestyle. It's a struggle to hand over your life and how you live it to Him. And I'm not just talking to students, I'm talking to leaders, and I'm talking to myself, because that struggle goes through seasons of being very real. No matter how long you've been in a relationship with Jesus, no matter how old you are, and that's okay. Know it, own it, and don't be alone in it. But maybe you are on fire. You are ready to go, and that's great. Know it, own it, and definitely don't be alone in it, because we need you. You want to know the cool part about filming all those Lego videos and watching each campus's competitor build? Each one had a strength. One made a killer awesome head. Another super great and creative over the tail. And another got really awesome with the legs. And for another, the wings came fast and amazing. And then there was only one who the only thing he did was build an amazing treasure chest, because it was the thing that was crystal clear to him. Wherever you are, don't be alone in it. We need one another. We're better together. We have something to offer those around us, and those around us have something to offer us, even on Zoom, even virtually. So what needs to happen for you to get on board with what God is up to as you try to repurpose things in your life to follow Him? Even let the pandemic, hybrid and virtual learning, virtual small groups, lack of sports or activities, lack of physical time with friends and family members, being out of work, are you going to let that stop you from experiencing the best of what He has for you? Because it's there, it's possible, it's in your reach. How can we work together? How can we be for one another? In not repurposing our purpose so that we don't miss out on all the opportunities our obstacles could be. How can we adopt humility, lean into community, and surrender ourselves to help one another repurpose our obstacles into opportunities and walk into the end of 2020 and into the rest of our lives with a skip in our step and a killer, awesome dragon.
treasures of fame never enough. You came along, put me back together. And every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you. Oh, there's
I pledge my life. To you I lift my hands. You opened up my eyes, I am forever changed. I cannot stop this fight, I'll never be the same. My life is not my own. I surrender. You are the one I'm living for forever, forever. For you are holy, God of glory. We're living only for you. My life is not my own. I surrender, and I sing. Here in this moment now, I give you everything. I'm holding nothing back, I offer all of me. You are my heart's desire, you are my great